Okay, good morning everyone, or afternoon, depending on where you are. This morning we're going to go through the professional products. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the questions box. Also, if you have anything that you need to know during the webinar, just put your hand up. There's a little icon for your hand where you can actually put your hand up, and I'll keep checking that through the actual webinar just to check. If there's any questions that I missed during the webinar, I'll have a look later and I will get back to them definitely. So today we're going to go through the professional products. Okay, so the first one we're going to go through is the enzymes. So we've got 3 enzymes basically, and I want you to think of it as far as levels. So this one would be like a level 1. The next one is going to be a level 2, and the final one, the pumpkin, will be a level 3. And the reason why I say that is it's got to do with the number of enzymes that are in it. So your papaya radiance peel has actually got green papaya enzyme in it. Now, green papaya enzyme is actually more effective than just normal papaya enzyme. It's actually more proteolytic, so it will actually dissolve a lot more dead skin than just your normal papaya. This is amazing. It leaves the skin really, really soft and gentle. I've also had comments that it actually helps lighten pigmentation, and it does. It helps because it's actually taking off the skin. That makes sense. So it's basically for all skin types. It's got a really pleasant lemony citrusy scent, and that's from the lemon eucalyptus that is in it. And the lemon eucalyptus is also antibacterial, so for those who do get acne, it's actually will kill off the P. acnes bacteria. So the way that you use this is you basically put it on in not too thin a layer, but enough of a layer that it's sort of coating the skin, and you leave it on for 10 minutes and you wipe it off. You can actually use steam with it if you need to as well. I find with all of these enzymes you can use steam with them, and it tends to increase their effectiveness, or their strength is more of the word. So if you've got someone who is got super sensitive skin, you may want to try them on these without the steam first and see how they go. So that's your papaya. Okay, your fruit fido peel. This would have to be probably one of my favourites from the enzymes. I love the pumpkin too, but I really love this one. It's actually got papain and bromelain in it. And the papain and the bromelain are obviously proteolytic, so papain from your pawpaw and bromelain from your pineapple. So it's got a really pleasant scent. It's a 2-part system. So you have your clay with your enzymes in it, and then you've got your gel which goes with it, which has got your yarrow flowers and your ginseng and your sage in it. So what do yarrow flowers do? Yarrow flowers are amazing. They actually stimulate collagen, believe it or not, and they're fantastic for wrinkle reduction. There's actually studies that have been done on it, and after 2 months there's a huge reduction in wrinkles. So when I've actually looked at the photos of it, I would compare it to like some of the peptides that are out there on the market. Like, it is absolutely gobsmacking. So it's not just oh, it does this and it's wonderful, because I find with a lot of extracts there's a lot of information out there on the net that isn't actually backed up with any scientific data. They just say, oh, it firms or whatever. So yarrow has actually had published studies done on it. St. John's blossom is actually soothing for the skin and anti-inflammatory, so it's great for calming down redness. Your sage extract, again, is antibacterial, so it helps with your acne and killing off your P. acnes as well. And ginseng root extract, again, it's actually firming for the skin, and it's got a host of antioxidants in it as well. So ginseng's used in a lot of anti-aging products. So has anyone actually used this yet? Can you just raise your hand if you have? having a look. Crystal, you haven't tried this yet. I am going to have to make sure you have a sample of this and try it. It is absolutely beautiful. And it gives a really gorgeous exfoliation of the skin. So like the clients afterwards are just absolutely thrilled with it. So that's our fruit fighter peel. Again, you mix it up. So I would actually, when you're mixing it, I mix about half a teaspoon. And I mix about the same with the gel, and you mix it up and then you apply it onto the skin and you leave it for 10 minutes. As I said, you can apply the steam if you wish to, and then basically just remove it. Can I just give you a heads up, don't pre-mix it until you need it. I, as you know, like to experiment with things, and I actually tried that. I actually tried mixing a whole container with the thing, and it just goes into a big watery mess within, well, by the time I looked at it, it was a watery mess. So my advice is don't mix it until you actually are preparing to use it. So that's the fruit fighter peel. Okay, pumpkin enzyme. So your pumpkin enzyme's your most potent enzyme. It's like I would call a level 3 enzyme. And the reason why I say it's got level 3 is because it's got 3 enzymes in it. So it's got papaya enzyme, it's got bromelain enzyme, and it's got pumpkin enzyme and pumpkin pulp. So this is really, really good for a really deep exfoliation. I tend to use it on oily acne skins. It works really, really well on them, and also like your sun-damaged glycated skins as well. You again are just applied in a really thin layer, and then you can apply the steam. If you're going to get any tingling with any of these enzymes, you will get it with the pumpkin skin resurfacer. You don't tend to get any tingling with the papaya radiance peel, and the fruit fighter peel, you will get some if you put steam on. You might get some tingling if they're sensitive, but this one, whether or not you put steam on, you will probably get a bit of tingling with sensitive skins. So again, I've had one client who was using this within her clinic, and her comments were, after she'd done it on clients, was, wow, why even bother having my microdermabrasion machine? So I'm going to sort of disagree with her, because I still love the microdermabrasion machine for different things, but basically that was the effect that she felt that it did. It just exfoliated so beautifully and so evenly for the skin. So that's the pumpkin enzyme. The pumpkin is the only one that I wouldn't use on like a rosacea skin. I just think it's too active for it, and it can tend to irritate it. So I just want to mention this. We haven't actually got it out yet, but this is actually coming. I've got a question here. Can you layer these for stronger effect? I haven't actually ever tried that, Crystal, to be quite honest. So that would be actually interesting. I know definitely with the steam, you really get a stronger effect with the steam. Well and truly, like, because steam helps to sort of soften all the dead skin cells, and then actually when you heat the skin up, you get a lot more penetration. But no, I haven't tried layering them at all, and I'm assuming if you did, you probably would get a stronger effect. So this is a new enzyme that will be coming out in the next month. I'm just actually waiting on the ingredients to actually arrive. So basically it's got cranberry and pomegranate in it, and it's going to be designed pretty much for all skin types, including acne. The cranberry is really rich in antioxidants, and it's also rich in salicylic acids as well. And cranberry's also got a lot of flavonoids and phenolic acids, which protect the skin from damage. It provides a really, really gentle exfoliation, and it leaves the skin really super soft. So that's actually going to be coming out soon. So when that actually comes out, I'll send some more information on it. And it will give you guys something else to actually use. I'm thinking of doing a promotion for Christmas with this for you guys in clinic. So that's coming soon. Questions? Okay. Doesn't want to move on me. Okay, one of my favourite things, the infusion serums. I love the infusion serums. We get amazing results with it. If you don't have an LED light, I would really recommend getting one. I bought a machine from overseas. It cost me $400 US. Best money I've ever spent. It has diamond microdermabrasion on it. It's got an ultrasonic spatula. It's got ultrasound. It's got LED, and it's got microcurrent. And you know what? I've had that machine now for 18 months. I've had to do one little repair because I'm a bit rough with my microcurrent wands. And so because the wires in them are very, very fine, one of them had actually broke, but I just paid $50 to get it fixed and it was done. For $400 is nothing, and it's the best money I've ever spent. And I use it all the time with these infusion serums. They are just amazing. So our Dermal Lift infusion, I just want to give you a little bit of background on this. This actually came about because I'd been doing some research, and what the research actually found was that when you put green tea with LED light, you get a massive increase in collagen production. So they actually did a study with one lady who had LED for 10 months. And when they combined the LED with the microcurrent, they got better results in 1 month of that than 10 months just of the LED. Now, there's been a lot of debate about whether when you put things on the skin that's going to stop the LED from penetrating. And I'm going to say it doesn't. I mean, obviously it depends on what you're putting on, but with what we're doing, it doesn't. I've seen the results have been absolutely phenomenal. So the Dermal Lift infusion is probably our best seller with regards to infusion serums. It's our one for anti-aging. So it works in synergy with the LED and the microcurrent. So I'll show you the photo after for those who haven't seen it. It gives a huge difference in the skin with just one treatment. So it's got your pomegranate in it. Your pomegranate helps to stimulate collagen. And again, there's published studies on that, so it's not just fluffy nonsense I'm telling you. Laurel seed, again, is really high in antioxidants, so it has a protective effect on the skin. Orchid extract has an action similar to vitamin C, and so it's also skin lightening as well. So orchid extract's one of these newer ingredients on the market that I'm sure that they're going to find out more and more as it gets used. Marshmallow extract is a wound healing, so it actually helps the skin to heal better. Green tea, as I've said before with the study, green tea's got a host of benefits. It's, you know, it's antioxidant. It's a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. It helps protect the skin against UVB light, and just protecting against UV light in itself makes a huge difference with anti-aging, because you're not actually having the then effect of UV, and most of the aging that we get is from UV and environmental. We've then got your pine needle. Your pine needle is amazing. It actually helps stop the muscle contraction. So for people who are getting like expression lines on their forehead, or they've got them between their eyes, the pine needle helps with that. Pine needle also is great for normalizing the skin. It reduces interleukin-1A, and interleukin-1A is produced when the skin barrier is disrupted. So pine needle actually helps to reinforce the skin barrier. And again, once the skin barrier is reinforced, you'll get a better healing effect on the skin. Syntax is actually a peptide, and it's specific for the dermal epidermal junction. And it actually, the simplest way to explain that is if you think of a piece of Velcro and how it's hooked together, that's pretty much how our epidermis and our dermis are. And when they're not as hooked together as they should be, we don't get the nutrients and the oxygen and everything else going through to the epidermis. And so what actually happens as the skin gets older, it starts to look really sallow, and it starts to look really dull, and that's because we're not getting that anchoring as effectively. It's not hooking in as well, and so the nutrients and everything aren't getting through. So Syntax is actually working specifically on anchoring the skin together and getting those nutrients and the oxygenation through. It also has to do with cell communication and making sure that the cells are actually doing what they're meant to be doing rather than being senile and giving the wrong messages. Davidson Plum, again, it's really high antioxidant profile, so it's skin protecting, and iris extract as well, which is really rich in flavonoids for the skin. So with this, I'll show you how you do it in a minute. I just want to show you, that's actually one treatment, and that's the before, and that's 90 minutes later. Now, for those of you who haven't seen my other photo, there's another photo on the website which has got a client who's had 2 treatments, and the results are after 2 weeks. And the results are absolutely phenomenal. You know, like when originally I started experimenting with this, I was absolutely floored when she walked back in. So this is actually, like I said before, and 90 minutes later. So you can see there's a massive difference in her skin with regards to texture, colour, the expression lines as well are a lot different. She's just more vibrant, everything's lifted. You'll notice here her skin actually looks more plumper around the side as well. So yeah, the Dermal Lift, the way we actually use it is I will do I'll do a cleanse, I'll do an enzyme, I will then, after I've done that, I'll do a very, very light microdermabrasion. And when I say very light, I mean very light. Depending on the skin, I would only do 1 pass. Some people I do 2 if they're really thick and they can take it. But most of them I do 1 pass. It's a very, very low suction. I don't go above 30 millimeters of mercury with the suction. So it is very, very light, and the actual grit that I'm using is a very, very fine grit. I'm not wanting to destroy the skin. I'm not wanting to you know, create a whole pile of havoc. The idea of doing this is because they have found again that when you do microdermabrasion and you put any oxidant afterwards, the difference in collagen stimulation is huge. And this will explain why we got such fabulous results with the Dermal Lift treatment, because we're doing a whole pile of things that are working in together. So this lady here didn't have microdermabrasion, just so you know. She had just the ultrasonic spatula, so that was the result with the ultrasonic spatula. So I tend to, depending on the skin, I will do a light micro or I will do the ultrasonic spatula. After that, I will put the Dermal Lift serum, and then I will then infuse that serum via ultrasound with our ultrasonic gel. And then after that, I will then put the Dermal Lift serum on again, and I will do LED for 20 minutes, and I will do that on red. And then after the 20 minutes of that, I will put it on again, and I'll do the microcurrent for about half an hour. So that's the process that I do with the actual Dermal Lift treatment. It all up will take you about 90 minutes to do. I've been charging $140 for each treatment. And it's well and truly worth it. Like, I've looked at some of the pricing for some of the salons here for different things, and they charge way, way more. So $140 is very, very reasonable and very affordable. So that's your Dermal Lift treatment. So that's our premier one. I always encourage everyone who is doing this treatment to purchase the Reactive skin cream. The Reactive skin cream can actually be used on it can be used on any skin. It doesn't need to be reactive. I encourage them to do that and the correct cleanser and toner of their choice. I have had people do this treatment and they've used like the stem cell cream or a different cream, and the results haven't been as fabulous. So the Reactive skincare cream is the premier one for doing it. So I've just got a question here. Can I go through the protocol one more time? Absolutely. So with this treatment here, you would do a, obviously you do a skin analysis to have a look at what is happening with their skin. You would do a cleanse with whatever cleanser is suitable for their skin type. So with this lady, we did the hibiscus because she's older. We then did an enzyme. So I think we did fruit phyto peel on her because, again, like, she doesn't really need huge exfoliation. After that, we did either the ultrasonic spatula, or we did a very, very light passive microdermabrasion. Like I said, really, really light. We're not wanting to take off tons of skin cells or anything. We're just wanting to create a mild inflammatory reaction so that when we put these antioxidants on, the collagen stimulation is absolutely going to be through the roof. So that's that. After we've done that, we then put some more dermal gel on, and we use ultrasound, and we do ultrasound and infuse that into the skin. After you've infused it into the skin, you will put the Dermalift gel on again, and you will do your LED. And then you do your LED for, I've been doing it for 20 minutes, and that's on red. After that, I put the Dermalift serum on again, and I do microcurrent for half an hour. And then after that, I've actually been putting the rose and chrysanthemum mask on afterwards, which is really beautiful, and it actually seals everything into the skin, which is gorgeous. So that's pretty much what I've been doing with this process. Now, there has been a lot of debate, because I know that a lot of you follow corneotherapy, which is pretty much the principles that I follow. I follow the theory that we don't want to damage the skin barrier, we want to keep it intact, and basically we want the skin to be able to heal itself from the outside basically in, I suppose. If you have any concerns about doing microdermabrasion with regards to its effect on the skin barrier, please message me after the webinar, and I will put up, actually I should put it up anyway, I'll put up the study that was done that showed that very light microdermabrasion does not disrupt the skin barrier. Now, there's a big difference between diamond microdermabrasion, which is what I use, and crystal. Crystal does disrupt the skin barrier, there is no doubt about it, whereas with diamond, it's very little disruption, if any disruption at all. So there's one study that I found that said within 24 hours it was back to normal, and another study pretty much said that it didn't really have any effect. So I just want to put that out there, because I know people sort of ask, well, I've had other people, you know, say, no, you shouldn't be doing it, but the results that we've been getting, like, have just absolutely been phenomenal, and the clients have been absolutely ecstatic with it. So, so that's our Dermalift. Then we've got our Reactive Skin Infusion. Again, this is another one that I absolutely love. If you've got any skin that's just really, really red and inflamed, even if they're an acne skin, you could use this on them. It is absolutely fantastic for calming down redness, and it's, again, one of these things that you are going to see a difference immediately after a facial, which I think is important, because when your client comes in, they want to go out feeling like $1 million, and they want to feel like whatever they've done to their skin, that they can see a difference immediately, because unfortunately we live in that society where they want everything straight away. So this is absolutely phenomenal for that. So it was originally designed for your rosacea skins, and those skins that are flushed and, you know, they're basically diffused redness all the time. It helps to restore the skin barrier and also to calm the inflammation. So you can infuse this on your galvanic with positive, or you can do it with sonophoresis as well. So the ingredients in it, it's got nettle extract in it, which is anti-inflammatory, and again, nettle extract decreases interleukin-1 alpha, which is produced when the skin barrier is actually disrupted. So again, that actually helps with that. Invisiskin Matrix Rebuilder is actually a peptide complex, and it's specifically designed, as you can see in Invisiskin Matrix, it's designed to form like a network over the skin to help reinforce the skin barrier and to help stimulate collagen. So it stimulates collagen by 500%. The Invisa Skin Matrix Rebuilder also has a goji berry extract in there as well. And it stimulates type 1 collagen by 500%. It's phenomenal. Niacinamide, which is vitamin B3, it's skin lightening. It helps again to reinforce the skin barrier. It helps the skin to stop reacting as much as what it normally does, and it also increases the actual ceramides that the skin produces, which again will help to reinforce the skin barrier. Licorice extract is anti-inflammatory, so it helps with calming down the redness. Your ceramides here and your phytosphingosine and your cholesterol, they are all designed to actually help restore the skin barrier. Because when the skin barrier is disrupted, quite often there isn't sufficient ceramides in the skin, and that's one of the reasons why. So that will massively reduce the redness in the skin. I've had a client who, after using like your ceramides, within 15 minutes there was a massive reduction in the redness, to the point that they actually rang me to tell me how much difference it had made in their skin. Which is again probably why you notice such a huge difference at the end of the facial, because it really is like within about 10 or 15 minutes a huge difference. And then you've got your zinc sulfate. So your zinc sulfate actually, it's got to do with a substance called calcone 5. Now calcone 5 is specific with rosacea, and it's actually responsible for releasing a whole pile of inflammatory mediators. So it basically stops that reaction from happening, which is again anti-inflammatory. So the way that we actually use this, I'll go to the next photo. The way that we actually use this is, again, we'll do a cleanse. I'll go through this twice just in case anyone misses it. So we've got here. Okay, do you have a manual detailing ingredients and protocols? Absolutely. All of this is in the manual. Do you have samples to purchase other than travel sizes? Yes, we do. Just to let you know too, I realise that a lot of you guys are solo operators. Can I just get an idea of you guys that are on the call here? How many are you are solo SDs? You work by yourself? Okay, quite a few. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's a lot of people who work by themselves, and I get that. Like it's hard when you're working by yourself. So what I've actually done is I've actually basically, with all of the professional sizes now, I have actually done them all in smaller sizes. They're not available yet. I'm in the process of getting them done, so they should be actually available in probably about a week. So give it about 2 to 3 weeks to get to America. So things like your pumpkin peel, your fruit fibre peel, instead of doing a 200-gram size, I've done them in a 50-gram size for you. So one, you don't have to purchase as much, and two, you know, if you're not having a huge turnover, you haven't got product just sitting there. So I've done all of them, including the ultrasonic gel, which is now will be available in a 200 ml and a litre, and also the blackhead. I'm trying to have a mental blank here. The blackhead gel, the herbal blackhead gel, is again going to be available in a 200 ml. So all your professional masks will be available in a 50 gram or 50 ml, and your bigger ones will be available in a 200, and hopefully that will help you guys out with getting started and just about how much money you need to outlay. And I'm also organising a lot more samples as well, so that you guys can actually have some to give out to clients. So you're very welcome, Valita. She said a big thank you. So I know what it's like when you've been a solo SD. It's really hard just starting out and trying to get stuff done. So with this photo here, that's before and that's after her facial. So there's a massive reduction in the redness. It just helps so much to actually restore the skin barrier with this infusion. So the process that we actually do with this is we do a cleanse with the Reactive Soothing Cleansing Oil. I don't, with this skin type, use any steam. they don't need any heat. They have already got enough vascular activity happening in their skin. They don't need any more. I actually put the fruit phyto peel on the client, and then basically leave that on for 10 minutes with no steam. I take that off. I then put the Reactive Skin Infusion Serum on, and we infuse that. And then after that, I put the actual infusion serum on again, and I use LED, and I use cyan, which is really good for calming down the redness. Now, for those of you who've got, I think the Saluma panel, I don't know if that has cyan on it, which is why I was talking about the little device that I got for $400, which is the best money I've ever spent. And you think $400 is going to be junk. Well, this $400 device got these results, and it also got those other results that we've had with every photo that I've had, so it certainly works. And then after that, again, we leave that on, and we use, with the infusion, we also use the ultrasonic gel, which I'll go into after. And then we leave that on, and then we put the rose and chrysanthemum mask on, and that's a rubber mask. So with that, and I'll go through this after, you put that on, leave it for 15 minutes, and take it off, and it's so cooling and calming on the skin, and if there's any redness, it dramatically reduces it really, really quickly. So that's the Reactive Skin Infusion serum. Now, one thing I haven't done, and this is just food for thought because I just thought about it now, would it help if I did these in a smaller size, the infusion serums? Can you just put your hand up if that's going to help you? Because it's currently in 100 ml size. Yep, awesome. I'm thinking maybe 50 ml. Would that be good? Just having a look. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so I'll get that organised so that, yeah, you're not having to have as much there. Okay, so our next one, Impure Skin Infusion. So this is specifically for your acne clients. So the aim of this is to get the inflammation down. Okay, can I share the name of your $400 multifunction device? It's actually called, it's from a company called Segawave, Segawave, and the model number was NV905. So what I might do is I will post on the Roccoco Cosmetics Wholesaler Facebook page a link to the actual device. I actually bought mine off eBay, of all things, for $400. So I'll pop that up afterwards so you can actually have a look on it. So the Impure Skin Infusion, you basically infuse it on your positive with galvanic, and it's designed to bring down the inflammation quickly in the skin. So as we know, acne is an inflammatory disease, so again, why we're wanting to reduce the inflammation. So pine needle extract is absolutely fantastic for acne. It actually reduces all the inflammatory mediators of interleukin 8, interleukin 1A, and tissue necrosis factor alpha. It brings them back to a normal level. So it's highly anti-inflammatory. It actually reduces the redness in the skin quite dramatically. And you're very welcome, Elle, that's okay. Green tea extract again. Green tea extract's a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, but it's also anti-inflammatory as well. So it's going to help kill off the P. acnes bacteria. It's got a host of benefits for acne. Resveratrol's the same. Resveratrol is anti-inflammatory, but resveratrol also helps to dissolve the acne biofilm which P. acnes produce. So P. acnes produce this sticky glue, and they secrete it. And what it actually does is it makes the skin cells stick together so that they don't come off. And that's why we have so much problems with your retention hyperkeratosis, is because of this sticky glue that they produce. That's part of the reason. So resveratrol will actually dissolve that. So can you use this with sonophoresis? Absolutely. You can use this with sonophoresis as well. I tend to, when I'm doing mine, I tend to use sonophoresis for everything. The only time I use my galvanic now is when I'm actually doing disincrustation. That's the only time I actually use it. So, so this is not the disincrustation gel, just so that there's no confusion. This is actually a treatment gel. Nettle extract, again, is a interleukin-1A inhibitor, so it helps restore the skin barrier and it stops the hyperproliferation of cells. So when you've got a disruption of the skin barrier, you get interleukin-1A being produced, and what that will do is it will cause hyperproliferation. Interleukin-1A2, when it's actually on the skin, it will actually cause comedones to be produced. So they've done studies where they've put interleukin-1 and they've just put it on the skin, and comedones have resulted as a result. If you actually look at a comedone, and when they've done studies, it's got like 1,000 times more interleukin-1 in a comedone than anywhere else. So interleukin-1 is highly involved with acne, and the ones that actually reduce interleukin-1, particularly back to normal, is your pine needle and your nettle extract. So that's what that does. Your rooibos extract, again, is anti-inflammatory and it's antioxidant. So it stops the oil, the sebum from oxidizing. And of course, once it oxidizes, it becomes comedogenic. So this is what this is designed to do. So it's not, I would not use this necessarily in the same treatment as a disincrustation treatment. I would actually do it as a separate. So what I do with this too is I infuse this, but I also use LED with it. And again, it really helps with reducing inflammation. So I do a combination of red and blue LED with acne clients. So I tend to do, because you don't have a huge amount of time, I tend to do about 10 minutes blue LED and I do 10 minutes red LED. The combination has been shown to be more effective than just blue LED by itself. And again, there's published studies on that. So that's the reason why I do what I do with the light, doing the both of them. So this is our disincrustation gel. So your herbal blackhead softening gel, it's basically going to bring out anything that's in the skin that shouldn't be there. So they can break out after this, just so you know, and it will help soften up any congestion that's in there so that you can actually get it out. I found personally around 14 days later it was actually easier to get them out than initially straight after. So again, it's got your nettle extract, it inhibits your interleukin-1, it's antimicrobial, it's anti-inflammatory, and it's also a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. We've got your pine needle again, which inhibits interleukin-1. Pine needle also protects the dermal matrix from degradation because it inhibits MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases, which they are the enzymes that basically break down our collagen and elastin. So it prevents that as well. Magnesium chloride is a penetration enhancer, sodium chloride is a penetration enhancer, potassium chloride, again, these are all penetration enhancers. And your calcium carbonate, it liquefies the microcomedones and softens the blackheads. So the pH of this is around 7, so it's sort of neutral with its pH. Now I will actually address this because I know someone's going to ask me. Sodium chloride, I have had, I don't know how many lists I've seen with sodium chloride as saying it's comedogenic. Can I tell you, I have never found one study that backs that up. So I am unsure where that comes from, but I can assure you that when I've used it, it doesn't make you break out. I have got a very, very tiny bit of sodium chloride in my peptide serum, and it is actually there as a thickener because with there's what they call a salt curve, and like with some shampoos, that's why they use it, and it helps to thicken the product. Salt is actually antibacterial. That's why we do what they call sitz baths when you're nursing, which is a salt bath, to actually help debride the wound and get basically the gunk out. So I just want to go through that with you. It doesn't cause acne. I don't know where these the people who are saying it causes acne, I do not know where they get that information from, because it certainly is not on the original study that was done. It doesn't have it on there, and there's no subsequent studies at all that have shown that sodium chloride causes acne. Now, I'm going to say that if you basically expose yourself to really high levels of salty water, then it probably will make you break out a little bit, because salt can be drying if it's used in high concentrations. But again, it's all in moderation. So I just wanted to address that, because I know someone will actually ask about it. Okay, so the way this actually works is you put it on the skin. I actually do, first I do obviously a cleanse. I do a exfoliation. When I tend to do this, I tend to use the pumpkin enzyme, because it's much more effective at getting off really bad dead skin cells, and it will also help this to actually get into the skin better as well. So I do that, and then I do the herbal blackhead softening gel. Now, you can use steam with this as well. So if you don't have galvanic, you can still use it with steam. So don't stress with regards to it. So basically, we put it on the skin, and we put it on negative on your galvanic. So this is the one that I definitely use galvanic for if I've got it. And we actually do this for 12 to 15 minutes to actually dissolve the comedones. So I just want to point out that I know that there's other people out there who will give the information that you only have to do like iontophoresis or galvanic for like 5 to 8 minutes. I attended a study, it would have been, or a conference, it would have been about 9 years ago. There was an expert from Britain there, and he was actually a medical researcher, and he had said that with your galvanic, you need to use it for a minimum of 12 minutes, otherwise it doesn't actually get in. So anything under 12 minutes is fairly useless. And he was actually doing studies on, instead of actually using needles, infusing insulin via galvanic to, preserve the skin integrity of the diabetic. So that's what he was actually studying. So that's where that information comes from. Now, this is vastly different to what I got taught when I was at college. So I just want to point that out to you, what I've learned. So I do it for 15 minutes. I then remove it, and then I perform extractions with it. And then after I've done my extractions, I will actually put on the sulfur mask, because sulfur mask is really good for reducing redness and taking out the inflammation. And also the sulfur mask is antibacterial, but I'll go into the sulfur mask a bit more later on. So I then put the sulfur mask on, I take that off, and I tend to do either after that, I will either do high frequency, or I'll do LED, blue LED. I tend to do the high frequency more, just to stop any possible post breakout from extractions. So that's how we use this product. It's not a product that you would sell to a client for them to use every day. Because of the pH, we don't want them using something that's got a pH of 7 every day. It's going to eventually disrupt the skin. So this is basically just for a treatment. So that's that one. Okay, the ultrasonic infusion gel. I love, love, love this. And like I said, I'm actually releasing this in a 200 ml size for you girls as well. This is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a hyaluronic acid serum. It's got water, hyaluronic acid, and it's got aspen pine bark extract, which is the preservative. And that's it. That's all it's got in it. So it's just pure hyaluronic acid. I use this with any infusions that I'm doing, any ultrasounds that I'm doing. So I put my serum on and then put this over the top. It's absolutely gorgeous. The skin is well and truly hydrated. The molecular weight of the hyaluronic acid is 50 kilodaltons. And yeah, it's just gorgeous, and it's perfect for putting on post needling as well, because there's nothing in there that's going to be a problem. Speaking of needling, I will be doing some more products for that eventually in the next couple of months. It's just working on it, and I'm excited to say I will be having my first needling session in November. I'm going to go to a clinic in Brisbane and get it done, so that will be, I'll let you guys know how I go with it. It'll be interesting for me. So that's that one. Can it be used alone as a serum? You probably could, Cassandra. This is actually in my Mellow Moisture Boost as well. So the Mellow Moisture Boost, the difference between this and the Mellow Moisture Boost is it's got the hyaluronic acid. It's also got your melon extract, which increases hydration by 55%, and it's also got ceramides. So this doesn't have your ceramides in it. So yes, you could use it alone as a serum, just for a bit of extra hydration as well. So there's no reason why you can't. And the thing I really love about this is it doesn't leave your skin feeling really sticky and tacky or anything like that, like some of the serums can. So that's that one. Okay, masks. Okay, so our sulfur mask. Sulfur mask. Oh, how do I go back? Oh no. Hang on. There. Current slide. You can see I'm really technically incompetent. Sulfur mask. This is probably one of my favourite masks. I've got one stockist in Townsville here who, much to my surprise, was sticking this on absolutely every client that walked through the door. Whether they were dry, whether they were oily, was sticking it on everyone. And she came back and she said they were all raving. I'm like, you're kidding me. I said, you're putting it on dry skin? And she said, yes. And because it's got the bromelain and the papain in it, obviously it's going to refresh their skin, make it look more alive. I don't necessarily advocate putting it on dry skin, but it's certainly because of the papain and the bromelain doing that. So originally I wasn't going to do any masks and for retail, and because she wanted it, because what actually happened is she was doing this on every client, and then they started saying, can we buy it? And I'm sort of like, they want to buy it. She's like, yeah, okay. I said, well, I'll do it in a retail size. So that's how the sulfur mask actually became in a retail size, because at the moment we've only got 2 retail masks. We've got the sulfur and we've got the phytotherapy. So this is actually a clay-based mask, so it will actually dry. It's not one of these ones that makes you feel like super, super tight. It's fantastic for acne skins. It just helps to make their skin feel really, really clean and soft, reduces the oil, it reduces inflammation dramatically. Like if you've got a client who's got a really red inflamed papule, I can guarantee you after 15 minutes of that, there's barely any redness in it. It is amazing for reducing redness. I advocate for clients using it at home. If they've got one of those skins that's a really fragile barrier and they're acne and they still need to be exfoliating, rather than selling them an actual exfoliant, I will actually sell them the sulfur mask because it's got the enzymes in it. So it's going to exfoliate their skin. Plus on top of that, it's going to be anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and control the oil. So I'm a bit of a clay mask lover over an enzyme peel. I just think that you can do so much more with clay, and clay is incredibly healing as well for the skin. So it's got in it sulfur, bromelain enzymes, papain enzymes, your rosemary extract. Your rosemary is anti-inflammatory, and it's also a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor as well, and it also kills off P. acnes as well. Carrot oil is really soothing for the skin. So the colour actually comes from the sulfur and the carrot oil. And then you've got your eucalyptus extract. Now, your eucalyptus is it kills off P. acnes bacteria. It's actually quite effective. And eucalyptus has actually been shown to actually it's one of those ones that's as effective as BPO, where it helps reduce your comedones as well. So eucalyptus is amazing. So this is it's one of the really, really popular masks. So especially like for retail as well, we tend to sell quite a lot of this. So your flower blossom mask, again, this is probably, I don't use this as much, but I do really love it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous feel. It's for sensitive and your fragile skins, those skins that are a little bit red. It's got your St. John's blossoms, arnica blossoms, calendula blossoms, and obviously azulene, and that's obviously why it's called flower blossom mask, because we've got a lot of flowers in there. It's instant moisture relief and it's soothing. So it's got aloe vera gel in it. Aloe vera gel, or aloe vera, is really, what's the word, under-recognized for its ability for healing the skin. Like it's wound healing, it's anti-inflammatory, it's antioxidant. It's got a ton of benefits, aloe vera, for skin. Safflower oil, which has got your linoleic acid, squalene, so not squalane. Squalane is comedogenic, squalene is not. So squalene is, necessary for part of the skin barrier as well. So it's got squalene, your azulene, which is your blue colour that you're actually getting, St. John's blossoms, calendula blossoms, arnica, and allantoin. Allantoin particularly is wound healing, and it also helps with a very gentle exfoliation as well for the skin. So this is, even though it's got clay in this, it is predominantly cream based. It won't dry like a clay mask, so you will find it'll just stay as a cream. You just need to put a very light sort of layer over the skin and then leave it for 10 to 20 minutes. So this is basically just used, for one of your normal facials that you're actually doing if you've got, like an irritated skin, basically. It'd be good to put on. Okay. Oxygenating gel mask. Again, this is one of those that isn't used a lot, but it's actually got a lot of benefits, and I'm not sure why people don't tend to use it, but it smells divine. It's based on rose flower water. It's a gel mask, and it's designed to increase the oxygenation of the skin, basically, and it's fantastic for preventing scarring and post-extractions. So basically, the main ingredient in it is called perfluorodecolon, and perfluorodecolon actually increases the capacity of oxygen in the skin, and that increased oxygen actually results in faster wound healing and reduced erythema and scarring. So I like using this if you've got clients who have acne that is really hard and it's staying around for ages and it's taking a long time to heal. Cassandra said, I ended up loving it. That's awesome, Cassandra. Yeah, I really love this mask too. It's not oxidative, the perfluorodecolon. No, it's not. So it basically increases oxygen in the skin. Again, perfluorodecolon has actually got studies showing that it actually increases oxygen in the skin, and it's got studies showing about the fact of the increased oxygen results in faster wound healing. So they're using these types of ingredients in actual wound care itself. So yeah, so that's what I was saying. You'd use it for an acne client who's slow to heal with their lesions. Where is it derived from? It's synthetic. Is that what you mean, Cassandra? It comes from the USA, the ingredient. So perfluorodecolon's it's a synthetic thing. I don't actually know what the source of it is. It's like synthetically made. So it's also got hyaluronic acid in it, which is obviously hydrating and wound healing as well. It's got your niacinamide in it, which again is it's anti-inflammatory and it helps with acne in itself. And aspen pine bark extract's just the preservative in it, and that's anti-inflammatory as well. So yeah, you leave it on the skin for 10 to 20 minutes. I would, you can use it post-scarring, or if you've got a client where you're not actually doing extractions, this is an awesome mask to leave on to help the healing as well. Next one is Nourishing Egg Mask. So the egg mask is predominantly for dry skins. We don't use it on acne-prone skins. It's actually not, it's not suitable for them. It tends to break them out. So its main ingredients are aloe vera gel, which again I've gone through, has got a lot of benefits. Jojoba oil. Jojoba oil actually is really anti-inflammatory. I don't know if you know, but jojoba oil actually reduces the amount of lymphocytes that actually are produced with inflammation. Hops extract. Hops extract is, it reduces capillaries. It's anti-inflammatory as well. Your egg yolk, which has got your lecithin in it, helps to actually restore the skin barrier, and your ginseng, which is firming for the skin. So this has got a really unusual smell. It reminds me of like, I don't know if you've got calamine lotion in America, but that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of calamine lotion. It's got a very unusual smell to it. So, and that's just basically the ingredients. That's what they smell like. Okay, phototherapy mask, which is one of my favourites. It really is. It's just a divine mask to put on, and every client, when you put it on, absolutely loves it. Immediately they will comment on the smell of it because it sort of smells quite fruity. It's a creamy mask. It's designed to brighten their skin, increase circulation, and also increase collagen. It's got Matrixyl 3000 in it. Matrixyl 3000 has been shown to outperform retinoic acid, which was the gold standard in anti-aging. It stimulates collagen 1, 3, 4. It also increases hyaluronic acid in the skin as well. It's fantastic, Matrixyl 3000. So you see buckthorn oil is anti-inflammatory and healing. You've got carrot seed oil in there, which is, again, the colour of the mask is like a little bit of an orange, and that comes from your carrot seed oil. This mask, again, is not suitable for acne-prone skins as well. They will break out with it. So that's one of the other ones that's just not suited for it. Ginseng is firming, and your cucumber. Cucumber is really, really hydrating for the skin. Your cucumber extract will increase moisturisation by about 55%. So that's that one. Okay, chrysanthemum and rose. This is a rubber mask, which is designed for reactive and rosacea skin. So the way you use this is you mix 1.5 scoops of the powder. So it comes in like a tub, and then you add sufficient water to make it into a thick paste. Don't make it too runny or it'll go everywhere. And you apply it in a thick layer and leave on for 10 to 20 minutes, and then you take it off. It's really cooling on the skin, so if they've got really red skin, it brings it right down. This is the mask that we actually use in the Reactive Skin Facial. So again, it's got chrysanthemum, rose, jasmine, lavender, and chamomile, and they're all anti-inflammatory. So that's that one. Oh, that's the end of it. So does anyone have any questions at all? Just having a look. No? No questions? Awesome. I will put up the link for the device that I used, which was $400. And I will also put up the studies about microdermabrasion and it not disrupting the skin barrier. But again, I will highlight that that is crystal microdermabrasion, not crystal, sorry, diamond microdermabrasion, which is referring to not crystal, because crystal does disrupt the skin barrier. Thank you for all coming, and yeah, have a great day.